What's going on, guys? Welcome to episode 4 of the Bodfathers podcast. I'm your host, Rafa.
And I'm your co-host, Berto.
First and foremost, broski, I just want to ask you how your day was.
Well, it was good. Just got done with dinner. It was really good.
Yeah, just had some garlic shrimp and rice and some world famous fat girl water. And now we're having some dessert.
Fat girl water. Now we got fat girl water part 2.
I
here.
know, Jay. Some
Cheers.
JD. Okay, broski, so today let's talk about the meaning of what is a bodfather.
Bodfather. And you originally came up with the name. It was
originally
catchy.
Yeah.
Because at first we were going with what was it?
The Dad Bod Pod.
The Dad Bod
but
Pod.
Someone already had it. Fucking
Yeah.
bitch.
Well, it wasn't meant to be, but I think I like this name even more, right?
Yeah, it's pretty catchy. And then actually one of my buddies came up with it because I told him about the idea of us, just two dads having a podcast, and you're like, oh, having like the dad bods and.
Yeah, we definitely have dad bods.
Yeah.
That's one thing. We fit the criteria real good.
Yeah.
And
So then he's like, oh, you guys are going to be the Bodfathers.
yeah.
Shout out to the homie Hern Dog. So hopefully a few episodes in we'll have him on too.
Yeah, special.
That's one of our special guests.
Mm-hmm.
But
Bodfather. I mean, yeah, it's really catchy too. Like the Bodfathers, like we said earlier, it's like we both have dad bods. We're both fathers, and we're definitely like being fathers. So it kind of goes. Like it definitely goes. And I was like, it's catchy, and I really like it. Like, it really grew on me. So, one of the things that come with being Bodfathers, right? It's a lot of responsibility. We have normal jobs. We have our children. We have our wives. And
this is the side hustle.
this is the side hustle. Yeah. You need to buy our merch. Coming out soon. We're still.
Please, I got to put my kid through college.
Yeah. Had to. But I think one thing that's interesting, right? We talk about being fathers and how being fathers has changed us.
Absolutely.
And I think we kind of touched this on early episodes. Like it does change you completely. And I think one thing it really changes is your goals. Like, what are your goals from when you're dating, your significant other, to dating or getting married, and then once you have kids, it really changes your goals from what it was before. I mean, when we first met, when we were good friends, we wanted to be the best childhood team, and now we don't even shout it out anymore. So it goes to show how priorities change.
That ship sailed.
Come back here.
Yeah.
2022.
2027.
Yeah, and I think for me, I mean, thinking about like what my goals changed, I wanted to create, for me personally, when I think about like as a father, and what that means to me is like I just want to be a great provider, give the opportunity for my kids to have a better future. And regardless, I had great parents, very hardworking, and they worked their way through, from being in poverty all the way up to where they're at now, and they're doing really well. And that kind of motivated me, and kind of lit the fire for me to not be necessarily motivated, but to be consistent and go after my own individual goals, which I can say a lot of those things that I wanted to accomplish, I've accomplished. And it really changes your mindset, and it takes it to the next level when you have kids. I think once I saw that instantaneous love that you get when your child is born, they say mothers, when they have the baby in their stomach, their love for them grows in attachment because they feel it kick. But for a father, it's an instantaneous and instant.
Yeah, like for example, for me, I understand where you're coming from. Like me, when we found out we were pregnant, like my hustle turned on like this. Like I was working a lot.
Yeah.
I wanted to make sure our kid had like everything.
Yeah.
And then even though like a lot of people, like it was kind of like a pride thing.
Yeah.
Like for example, like I told my wife, like I want to buy our crib and I want to buy our stroller, car seat. Like those 3 things I want to buy.
Yeah.
And and then we did it, and then my kid was born, and then your priorities change completely. I mean,
Instantly.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Like, there's nothing that motivates you more. Not a girl, not money, not nothing. Can change your perspective on what's important, your priorities that quick than seeing your son or daughter being born. And I as soon as I saw Abby, I was like, oh, like, smokes, like, shit is real.
Yeah. And then, like, for example, like with us, like my daughter came a month early, so with us it was just a complete shocker because we were like, oh, I mean, we have a month, and then
You had a month. You didn't have that month.
No, we didn't.
Little did you know that was not the case, but.
And it was crazy, just like mine and my wife's life turned. It was a big change in an instant, man, and it was the greatest day of my life, honestly. I mean, the greatest days of my life are the day I got married, the day I found out I was gonna be a dad, and the day my daughter was born.
I thought it was when you met me.
That too, Daddy.
Okay. But yeah, no, I think I would say, like, I was someone before we had children. I mean, I have two now, so the whole birth situation was completely different from one another, and mine were always a few days after the due date, so they took their times, and for you it was before. I can say, like, what really shift, I don't know if you noticed, like, for me at least, I mean, I can speak on this, is what brings me joy, like, now, right? It used to be like making money, or like I used to drive a brand new Corvette at one point. That brought me joy. Or when I used to go do like charreadas and, like, you know, but once my child was born, like, all of that seemed irrelevant. I think coming home to your daughter and they coming up to you and hugging you.
Oh, that's the best feeling in the world, man.
Right? Like
even like if you have like a shitty day at work,
they don't know that either.
No, and that's the thing. And then instead of coming home, you know, and lashing at them or taking it out on them,
yeah,
I mean, they just run up, and
you can't be upset with them.
No,
they don't know.
They pretty much tackle you down.
Yeah. And it doesn't make you feel like they're like the purest thing ever.
Yeah, they're so innocent.
Innocent.
Like, they don't know.
And that creates, like, it makes you like a protector.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Like for at least for me, like, it's like that's my little thing, like my little person right there. I made that. And then she does like cool things, like when she starts like talking, or she's like, "Look, Dad." And I'm like, "What the heck?"
Yeah.
The journey's quick. And at least Abby, like, she's doing things she didn't do before, and even has a little bit of an attitude. It's funny, but you're like, it catches you off guard. You're never ready for any reaction either, like what they give you, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Like recently, you said that Abby has an attitude, like my daughter does too. Like she'll start talking back here and there, like, or.
But it's funny. You can't even get mad.
No. I know, that's the thing. That's how I tell my wife. Like, I turn around and I try not to laugh in front of her because she's gonna catch on. She's like, "Oh, Dad's just gonna laugh."
Yeah.
If I make him mad, he's just gonna.
And
laugh.
that's the thing. They're smart too. They pick. They're like, was it like they see every little thing you do, and it's funny. And I think those are the things that bring the most joy from having, our kids, is that he can literally do no wrong in their eyes, right?
No, absolutely not. Because they're so innocent. Like their kids are sponges. They are learning like every day, and it's just so funny because my wife complains like, "Oh my gosh, like she has like your personality, like she has your sense of humor, but she looks identical to my wife." Thank God. And it's funny because, we signed her up for ballet and stuff, and that's not really her thing. So we recently signed up our daughters together for soccer. Hopefully that we're
gonna be soccer dads. You're gonna add that to the resume of the Bodfathers.
Yeah, we're gonna be soccer dads.
Dads.
Driving in our minivan. And
who do you think is gonna get the minivan first, you or me?
Not me.
Well, I'm according to my wife, we're only at 2.
No, my wife wants to have 4, but she's tripping.
You got a lot of work ahead of you, buddy.
Yeah, I know.
We'll see what happens. I actually want 3, but we'll see. I mean,
I could compromise with 3.
3?
But 4 is pushing.
3 and 3. I think it makes a big difference, like the gap between ages too. I think like you grew up really close, but we both have brothers that are significantly younger than us too.
Yeah.
I have a gap of 12 years, and your gap is
17 years.
17 years. Jeez.
Yeah, I was the youngest. Yeah.
You're the baby for not for long.
For 16 and a half years. Let's say 17.
16 and a half years of the baby, and then you get it ripped away. How did that make you feel?
I don't really care.
You didn't care?
My parents
I think you were old enough at that point. I was like just becoming a teenager when it happened to me.
My mom was like, deep down inside it bugs you. And I was like, it's not that it bugged me, but my little brother got away with a lot of shit that we did
Isn't
not.
it crazy?
Yeah. And it's funny because my oldest brother, his oldest daughter is like 5 months older than my little brother. So that's funny. Like they don't call, like she doesn't call my little brother Theo. They just call him.
Kind of hard.
Yeah.
Same age.
That's trivia. It's funny though. It's I don't know.
Yeah, and then for me, I have two younger brothers in 12 and 14 years, so I feel like I'm basically I was like a second parent babysitting all the time. And I remember when my baby brother was born, he actually has the same birthday as me.
I know.
And he was born on my graduation day. So like I was like sitting there at my 8th grade graduation or ceremony, and by myself. It was just my aunt because she had to pick me up, but everyone else was at the hospital.
It's funny.
I don't want to hold it against him, but I was like, geez, you couldn't pick another day. Not only my 8th grade graduation, but also my birthday. Birthday since then I have had to share my.
That's funny.
My
and
birthday.
he's actually like a week older than my little brother.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're the same age. Can you believe they're freshmen now?
Yeah. It's crazy.
Insane.
I haven't my second brother, he's a junior now. He'll be a
Damn.
senior next year. These COVID high schoolers are a little different though nowadays.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's I don't know. I mean, it's just with the whole pandemic, these past 2 years, and kids, having to do school from a computer.
Mm-hmm.
That's I don't know. I think socially that kind of affects.
Well, yeah. I mean, high school is
affects
where
them.
it kind of shapes you who you are, who you hang out with, what you do. Like, for me at least, I did sports, and we'll talk about this more on another episode. But I think it does shape you to who you are, and I think in high school you grow up, right? My joys during high school were
Band.
I was in band for 2 years, but I did enjoy. I genuinely enjoyed it, and then we were good. We were like state. We were going to state. So after we got music teacher ended up being a pedophile.
Oh shit!
And then the reputation of the band just went down the drain, and yeah. And that's why I only did it for 2 years because
man.
I was
You don't want
I was actually no, thank you. I was actually one of the first, like the only people that ever got a referral in band. I think. How many people can you say that got a referral
In band.
I don't know.
I don't know.
I'm not really proud of it. I mean, I'm just sharing it because that's what led me to leave band. But I played the trumpet. I was pretty good. Marching and blowing at the same time, and but like those were the joys. Like and band, I played baseball, I played sports, but it really shaped me to who I am. The true asshole I really became. And
Yeah, I was gonna say that.
Yeah. For you were an ASB, right?
My senior year,
Yeah, you were like the class president.
I was class president.
Yeah.
My senior year.
You know how much kissing ass you had to do during that?
Nah, not really.
No.
I was only class.
Did you have to
president
lead
for
a
little
rally?
bit. No,
Because I never went to the rallies.
I don't think so.
No.
I don't remember.
What was your favorite part about doing ASB president?
It was whatever.
It wasn't a big. You went to a pretty big school.
Oh yeah, but I was only senior class president for a little bit. I didn't even finish off the year as class president.
Oh really?
Mm-mm. Well, just some issues happened with the one of the teachers, and I don't know, just a really big deal, and then.
Oh.
But yeah, I mean, it was fun while it lasted. So.
Well, all great things come to an end. That's for
Yeah.
sure. But I think you know, those were the things that like kept us going in high school, like what we liked, and then going into like our after high school life. I mean, it was all
Well,
about
that's the thing. You always did extracurricular thing. I worked.
yeah.
Like after school. Like
Yeah.
I've been working.
I worked. I worked, but not as much as you. You've been
Like,
working since
probably junior high.
junior high. Is like
Every
basically
day. Yeah, every day after school, and then
every day. They didn't even get days off. Like I remember we would have like charreadas, and you would have to work before we had a charreada. I was like,
Yeah.
and you would work at the charreada. And I'm like, God damn.
Yeah.
I got lucky. I figured out how to run the DJ. I didn't have to
I
do
know.
as much.
Bastard.
I got the music. Downloaded it from. I didn't even use iTunes. It was
LimeWire.
LimeWire. It was LimeWire. Get the free songs, and I remember making that playlist. Those playlists were trash.
Yeah. But hey, I mean, it was a good investment for you guys. I mean, you guys didn't have to pay for a DJ anymore.
Yeah, I think as far as the business side to Charreria that we did, like we did, a lot of the moves we did were because to save and be more efficient at doing charreadas too.
Yeah.
And
That was a really good investment.
yeah,
On you guys' part.
and that was like kind of fun with me, like to figure out what the best way to run a charreada was. Like kind of like taught me the business aspect to it. Like there's a sports side to charreria, but there's also a lot of like money involved.
A lot of money. Yeah.
A lot of money, a lot of tournaments, a lot of prestige. Like, if you can be a great host,
That's why I think you
your reputation's on it
guys
too.
pride yourself, because honestly, in the Zona Centro, you guys have one of the better danzos, especially the cuadro. It's a really really good.
But it started with like that was like the joys of our my dad, and they wanted to have something good. Not like what's it?
Venton.
El Venton. Like we literally remember how much we had those stupid ass postes.
A lot.
Gosh,
That was not fun.
I hate it. And in the summer,
Yeah.
that was the worst. I remember your brother was like, Joaquin, shout out to Joaquin. He would go ham on those things. He hated doing it too.
Yeah.
But it took some time to build that thing. But they did it. We did it right. I mean, it still looks pretty decent for.
That's the thing. Like I said, like those days, like I would look forward, like Charreada Sundays, like when we would go, like up north to Charreada, like just like the excitement, the rush. Like sometimes you guys would swing by, pick us up, just haul ass, run out the house.
And that's the thing. We always would ride together too.
Yeah, and we would, we'd load our horses and throw our fucking charro bags in the back of the truck and hop on and let's go.
Yeah.
Vámonos.
My dad was always late.
Yeah.
We were late. You guys were notoriously early.
And
We were
you guys
always
were
notoriously late.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, this still hasn't changed. I think.
No.
No.
I don't think
But
so.
it was those rides, like they were fun too. Like
Yeah.
we'd always fall asleep though. You always fell asleep, I think.
I was always tired.
That's true. You always wake up at 4 in. One time I passed out. Remember when we went to, was it Mendota or Dos Palos, or I had taken like 3 Benadryls right before.
I think it was Mendota.
I passed out the whole ride there,
Yeah.
snoring, and it was just for allergies. I just didn't understand how allergy medicine worked at the time, so I just thought I could take Benadryl and be fine. Nope, passed out on the way there.
Yeah, but those
I won't forget that one because your dad made fun of me. He's like, I forgot what he said, but he did make fun of me. But those are like those were fun trips. That's what
Yeah.
made those trips fun too. It wasn't just the charreada itself. Like part of it was like
it was the
ride.
trip.
Yeah.
The
I don't know how many pictures you have of me like sitting in the back of the truck or in the back of the car, where we're sitting in the back always.
I don't remember. It's not that much though.
I have some.
Oh.
I have quite a bit because you'd send them to me and I'd save them.
Oh, nice. I just delete them.
And at the time when we were charreando too, we were really into like working out.
Yeah.
It was like and I think that's what that's why you were always tired.
Yeah, because from work, and then I would work out like right after work, and then I'd come home and then help my dad with the horses, and then I practiced my floreo too. So like I was always falling asleep. Like
You were burning a lot of calories back then, man.
yeah,
And short rest. I mean, how much do you sleep more now, or did you sleep more then?
I think it's about the same.
About the same.
Yeah, like
I guess
6 hours.
it's your routine, right?
But I feel it more now. I think now that I'm older,
Yeah.
like I like
Not
like
17 now.
Like by I don't know, by Thursday, Friday, I'm like feeling it. And since I started working out again, like I really feel it.
Yeah, start taking more supplements.
Nah, I don't know, not yet.
Fish oils.
Yeah, I mean you get your vitamins, your amino acids, your fish oils, and
Yeah.
all that fun stuff. But I'm not, gonna start taking any like protein or anything until
I thought about it, but I
I
don't think
mean,
I'm ready. I
to
think
each their own. I mean,
we'll talk about goals and fitness and
Yeah.
on something down the road. But I think going into that, I think we do have a great goal for fitness, even though we got away from it and got fat.
Yeah.
I got fat.
Like I said, I mean, I've worked you out plenty of times. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm pretty
Work
knowledgeable.
his ass out.
Yeah, you never want to do legs, fucker.
I did. I'm doing legs at home now. Light.
Do them at the gym.
I need a barbell to do legs. I
Yeah.
feel like I don't do. I feel like I don't. I think if I work out with you, because you know how to work out, I think it would be great. But anyone else, I don't like doing like certain machines when it comes to legs. So I know a squat will be very beneficial to me.
Yeah, but I mean, that's the thing. There's a lot of variations on a lot of workouts, not just
Yeah.
a squat.
Yeah.
I mean,
That's true. And I have an idea. I mean, I'm not as knowledgeable when it comes to the fitness world or like workout world as you, but I did work out at one point, like every day.
yeah.
And I remember how much like I think like it was when we were in that mode at that time, right? We were single. We hadn't met our spouses yet, so we were like single or dating, and like you would work out because it brought you like it made you feel more confident.
Yeah, honestly, yeah. Because growing up in high school, like I was like really, really skinny. Like
Yeah.
I graduated high school, I was like 5'11", 145 pounds. Like I was little,
Yeah.
and I was kind of timid, like around chicks.
Yeah.
So working out, I mean, like when I met my wife was like, "Dude, you're such a douchebag." When we met, and I was like,
He's like, no.
and then
It's funny because Sam told him the same thing. She's like, you don't have to work out anymore. Like, I'm like, what?
You're like, why?
Why? Like, I'm like, good. No.
Yeah, but yeah, that's the thing. You fall off the wagon, but I mean, it'll take some time to get back in the routine. But once you're in it, I mean,
I think
and
it's-
you're consistent.
It's the journey.
Yeah,
Yeah, the journey of getting there and then knowing you accomplished something, but the next journey and going.
and like
from there.
once you start seeing results or like you'll that'll motivate you a little more.
Mhm.
So
But it's about consistency. So,
yeah.
from there, I mean, now our joy is right. What brings us joy now? Before we had our daughters, in between that, like I mentioned, right? Like I bought a car. I was like, I was doing good at work. Those are things that brought me joy, and I traveled with my wife. But like, what were some joys in between? High school, college, and like when you're married with kids. What was like the biggest thing that brought you joy during those times?
Honestly, for me doing those are probably chorreadas.
Chorreadas.
Just because and working
Well-
out, just because I was obsessed.
You were.
More with chorreadas. Like I was
That's true.
obsessed. Like even though I wasn't that good, like I would eat, breathe, and sleep that sport. But I mean that was just me. That was like my
That's true.
my.
I forget. Like we both took like I paused and didn't start again, but you paused, came back, paused, came back, kind of like that.
Yeah.
Huh? So, it's crazy. Yeah. So going back to what brings us right, the greatest joys. I think what recently has really given us more joy. I think a little bit of everything, right? Like hanging out.
Yeah.
Like I moved back and we get to hang out more.
I think that was
Like because this is all.
that was a big part.
Yeah, because I moved back.
Yeah.
So for everyone that doesn't know, like I moved away because for my job for about almost 8 years. From like when I finished college, I took a job and I was relocated. I told them I can go anywhere because at the time I was single, just dating my wife at the time, and
He wanted to go to Africa.
I went to the Bay Area, and I spent some time up there, and it was very isolating because we had no family up there. It was just me and my wife, and I knew what would bring me joy at that point was eventually to move back. My goal is to move forward and go through promotions and all that. But I think the end game was to come back home. So when it became a reality. I there was an opportunity and I took it, but life throws you curveballs. Like I didn't even get to live in my house. It was like 4 or 5 months.
Yeah, and it was funny because we only hung out like once or twice when you first got your house. I'm like, what the heck?
But
Like,
it was during COVID too. Like it kind of it is like right when COVID started, and I think me and my wife and I had different opinions on this COVID thing, and it was everything I wanted to do, I couldn't.
Yeah.
Because of COVID. Everyone's like COVID. I was like, crap. Like I
remember.
just went back.
It's just we're gonna be quarantined
neighbors.
No, like they were saying, like, oh, we'll just quarantine for 2 weeks, and
Yeah.
then it became a month, and then se alargó esa chingadera, and I'm just like, man, I'm just kind of over it now.
Yeah. No, I think at this point, everyone is, but I lived in my actual house for 4 months between transfers, and then I got a promotion, and obviously, lightning doesn't strike in the same place twice, does it?
You gotta be one lucky motherfucker.
But I took the opportunity because it was something I wanted to reach. I was going to bring like one of my goals. So when the opportunity presented itself, it's like, of course, I just bought a house. But I think my wife was very understanding. She knew that's what I wanted to do. And at that time, I wanted to have another kid. She's like, well, you got to get, move up and get a promotion. And she's like, I was like,
damn.
Okay. And then it's funny because I found out I was getting promoted, and right after that, we found out we were pregnant. And I will never forget. Like I was super excited, but at the same time, I found out here before I even moved out over there to my new location. But I think,
and that was around like my 30th birthday too, right?
Yep.
Because I remember you when we were on the party bus. And then Sam she seemed different. She didn't want to drink and stuff. And I was like, oh, maybe she's feeling sick.
Yeah.
And then you're all happy, you're drinking and stuff. And I was like, well, I mean, later we found out that you guys were expecting. So, yeah.
Well, that was a fun bus.
Yeah, that was a fun
little
birthday.
trip. Yeah.
I liked it.
And from there, then now that we got a second try, it's like, fuck COVID, we're gonna fucking hang out more. And I think we've really I feel like we picked up from where if I would have stayed here, I think we picked up from where we left off.
We left off, yeah.
And now,
I think we started this project, and I mean, hopefully this thing kicks off, and we'll bring more content, and
we'll see if you guys like our stories, but buy our merch.
Please. I'm trying to put my kid through college.
You got one, I got two.
Yeah.
Help us. But with that, I think.
How do you want to wrap it up?
Yeah, I think we've covered a lot of things that bring us a lot of joy, and I think it's crazy how over time things change a lot.
Absolutely.
And then being, fathers now has really changed who we are and what brings us joy at the end of the day. But yeah, we can wrap it up.
Yeah, let's wrap it up, and then I think we'll see you guys next time.
All right.
Thanks.